Ah. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Nikki, and today's video is going to be similar to a recent video I posted, which I'll link down below, of the top 30 WW essential food items that have been just like essential on my journey and have helped me be able to sustainably lose weight. Well, those were not 0 point foods, those were just pretty much low point foods that mostly were like substitutes for things that I've subbed out for what I would previously eat. So today's video is going to be the 0 point version of that. So I'm going to give you guys my top 30 0 point WW foods that we just eat the most, that I buy the most. Yes, mostly 0 point foods on the Blue Plane are fruits and vegetables, but I just want to get into more detail about how I buy these, like what form I buy them in, I guess, and what I use them for. So Adam's here as well.
Hello.
And we're just going to be going over some of these. So I have 30 items picked out, and we're just going to go ahead and get started. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel. And let's start with the first item. So first thing I'm going to go over is chicken. And of course, not all chicken. It's not like fried chicken or chicken nuggets or all that stuff is 0 points on the Blue Plan, but chicken breast is 0 smart points. And I also buy them as like chicken breast tenderloins. So that is my favorite way, and right now I already have it marinating because I'm going to be grilling later, so I don't have just like the plain chicken to show you, but this is what I mainly do with that type of chicken. I put it in a gallon bag with a little bit of water, a little bit of oil, which does add points, and then seasoning, but the chicken's the 0 point part. So that's just one of my favorite ways to have chicken. And then also just like Tyson chicken. So they have a lot of grilled chicken options that are 0 smart points. They have the blackened chicken, the black pepper chicken. They have like an Italian tomato basil one. And then this one is my most used one, which is just the grilled chicken nuggets. So 0 smart points. And these I use mainly to just bulk up my meals. I always try to base my meals around 0 point foods. So I pick usually a 0 point protein or meat like turkey or chicken, and then I try to add a lot of vegetables, and then I start to add the foods that have points. So that's just how I start to create my meals. So I like to use chicken as like a main ingredient in like wraps that I make or bowls that I make. We also just like to grill it and have it plain sometimes, or like on tacos or tortillas or tostadas. Like there's so many different things we can do with it. I also like to just cook up the chicken and throw it in my KitchenAid with a packet of taco seasoning to use it for quick and easy tacos. So many different things you could do with chicken, and it really does help to keep you full and bulk up meals with some protein for 0 smart points. Okay, so then going along with that, the next item that is one of my top 0 point items, 99% lean ground turkey. This is 0 smart points on the Blue Plane. I know this one's 98% lean. Usually I get the 99%, but this is just what they had. It's still 0 smart points. So this is just, again, a good way to get a bulk of the meal is with the meat that I make. So I like to make these into turkey burgers or turkey meatballs or ground turkey, like with taco seasoning. And that's just like the base of a lot of recipes that I make, and it helps keep us full with a lot of protein for 0 smart points. Then the next thing, and honestly, I don't eat eggs like I used to, so eggs are the next item. I ate eggs so much more in the beginning of my journey. I really liked to make hard-boiled eggs, and I would just mash it up in a cup, a little bit of mustard, a little bit of salt and pepper, and eat it like that. And that was just like a really quick 0 smart point snack that I enjoyed. We make scrambled eggs for breakfast all the time, over easy eggs for breakfast. Even just adding eggs to meals, like I scramble some up in the fried rice that I make for 0 points. I like to sometimes even add it to like pasta bowls or on our burgers. Like it's just a good way to add some extra filling protein to your meals for 0 smart points. So I like to cook with eggs a lot. Okay, so then this is my top fruit, the fruit that I eat the most because I eat it every single day. Apples. So these are 0 smart points for an apple. I prefer Honeycrisp, and I like to buy them from Sam's Club just in a big bag like this because I eat one every day. I love to keep my apples in the fridge. I think they taste so much better and so much more satisfying when they're cold. So I just love to refrigerate them. And with apples, that is like my go-to snack when I'm starting to feel hungry or snacky or anything. I go have an apple right away if I haven't had my apple of the day, and then see how I'm feeling after that, because sometimes I'm just realize maybe I'm thirsty or maybe I am still hungry, and then I'll eat something else, but I'm already kind of filled up from the apple. So apples have been a huge helpful part in my journey when I'm hungry and snacky and just wanting to eat. So I always go for an apple first, and they really do help fill you up. Okay, the next item I don't have with me. I need to make a Trader Joe's run. That's where I usually buy them, but roasted red peppers. And I just buy them in jars of water, so it's not any extra points. They're 0 smart points. A lot of times they just come in like a big pepper and you just have to slice it up, and then I like to add those to my bowls mainly. But they're also really good in pasta dishes or on wraps or sandwiches, so there's so much you can really do with them. Such a flavorful 0 point food that I think is so underrated. I love roasted red peppers, so highly recommend you get some of those. You can get them at a regular grocery store, Walmart, Target, whatever, but I like to get them from Trader Joe's. Okay, then the next item is tuna. I like to just make tuna with some Greek yogurt and seasoning, and then sometimes I add light mayo, which does add points, but you don't always have to. But the tuna itself is 0 smart points. So just in this 1 can of tuna is 22 grams of protein, and usually when I make it for Adam and I, we each have our own can, so it's really filling, and it's a good amount of protein. And yeah, there's just so much you can do with it. You can put it on a pita, you can put it on cucumber slices. We've been really enjoying using like the mini cucumbers as like chips or crackers, and it is such a good crunch. And you would think it wouldn't be satisfying enough because like how I always say I need a bun with my burger, but like something about the cucumber, it's really satisfying. It's really good. So we've been enjoying that with like tuna and buffalo chicken dip. But anyway, 0 points for a can of tuna, and it's just a high protein filling 0 point food. The next thing, and you just have to be careful with what almond milk you buy, but almond milk can be 0 points if you use the amount that I use usually. When I'm making baked oats or like the peanut butter pancakes or a protein shake, I never use really more than a half cup, which is 0 smart points for this specific one. Again, you just have to find one that is usually unsweetened, unflavored, and those are the 0 smart point ones. But scan them to double check. I always have some almond milk on hand. The next 0 point food is Greek yogurt, and specifically non-fat Greek yogurt. This is plain, so it's 0 smart points. I mainly use this to make 2 ingredient dough, which is a cup that I use, which is 0 smart points. But I also really like to use it for chicken salad, tuna salad, making different sauces. A lot of times for like bowls, we can make a sauce out of this. So it's just a really good 0 point replacement. I know some people think it tastes kind of sour, or it does have that specific Greek yogurt taste. I don't think it's a good like direct substitute for sour cream. I can't just have plain Greek yogurt in place of sour cream. I don't enjoy it as much, but if I flavor it, then it's better. But it just depends. But like for the 2 ingredient dough and stuff like that, it is so good and the flavor doesn't bother me at all. And so I highly recommend this for 0 smart points. And we really, really enjoy the Chobani brand. Okay, next up are these artichoke hearts, and I get this big jar from Sam's Club. These are 0 smart points. So with the artichoke hearts, I use those mainly for bowls. They're really good in the Greek bowls or like a Mediterranean bowl with hummus and stuff. But you can also put them on sandwiches, and I've been using them a lot for pasta. So like a spinach artichoke pasta, or even like a spinach artichoke dip you can make with Greek yogurt. Like so many options. Again, another underrated vegetable, I think. These are so good and really flavorful. Adam loves them, so I like to use them in a lot of dishes. Then the next 0 point item, we have some sugar-free applesauce. So I just have a plain one and a mixed berry to show you guys, but these cups are 0 points. These are just a really good quick snack or a quick side with like a lunch. If I don't have time to cut up fruit or something, I'll have one of these. They're, like I said, 0 smart points. They're easy for Adam to take to work, and they have a bunch of different flavors. So this is just a good quick snack option that's 0 smart points. The next item I actually don't have with me because we go through them so quickly, and this is usually the item that I'm running to the store for the most, other than like peppers and stuff, but berries. So we love raspberries, blackberries, strawberries, blueberries. They're so good in yogurt. So good as just like a fruit cup. I like to make fruit cups and just have them like on the side with my breakfast or my lunch if I'm making like a sandwich or a wrap. They're just such a good, sweet, satisfying snack, and I just always have berries on hand. Of course I don't have them now, but we're always eating berries. And those can also be used to make really good desserts. We like to put them with like Cool Whip or whipped cream on like pizzelles, and yeah, there's just so much you can do with berries. Then the next 0 point food, bananas. So we use bananas for a lot of recipes. Adam eats just a banana every single day, just plain with his lunch, but I use them a lot for, I freeze them for protein shakes or smoothies. I like to use them to make like our peanut butter banana pancakes or baked oats. There's so many different recipes we like to use them for, but again, just another good 0 point sweet fruit. And yeah, that's mainly what we use bananas for. So then the next 0 point item, we like to get canned beans like this, and we like to make sure that we get like the organic, no sodium. Most of the time those scan as 0 points, so you do have to check and make sure that they don't have any added like sugar or anything to them, because sometimes they'll be in like a syrup, but I always rinse them off in the sink as well. But yeah, we love beans. We love to use them as just such a good filling option with bowls and wraps, and I like to make like a mix with rotel and corn, and then that way it's just super flavorful, a super quick ingredient to have ready in the fridge prepped. We like to use black beans and pinto beans the most. And then when it starts to get cool out, chili is like one of my favorite recipes to make, because we just do so many different things with it. And so with the leftovers and stuff, so I like to stock up on beans, because especially in the fall, I am going through them like crazy, and they're just such a good filling 0 point food to have. So the next item I don't have, and that is Brussels sprouts. And actually I hadn't had a Brussels sprout until last year. That was the first time I ever tried one. We made them first in the air fryer, and we just fell in love with them. They were super crunchy and just really flavorful. And then we actually realized that we like them better in the oven, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So now I pretty much just put them on a tray, spray a little olive oil spray and then seasoning on them, and then I just roast them in the oven, and they are so good. And something about like how long it takes you to chew them, and they're just super filling. They're just a really good side. I love to have them with like turkey burgers as a side, or even like pasta, because they really do help fill you up. And yeah, you just have to make sure that you maybe take a Beano before, because they do make you very gassy. They can make you very bloated. So we love Brussels sprouts, but we are careful about how often we eat them, because they do cause some stomach discomfort. Okay, so the next item is edamame, and I love this stuff. I prefer to get it like this from Trader Joe's, where it's already shelled, but you can also get it in the shells and then just take it out. This I love to use for bowls. It's really good in our poke bowls, but I've also used it in like Mexican bowls and other different bowls like that. That's probably the main thing that we use it for. You can make it into like a side dish. We haven't really done that. I pretty much, like I said, like to use it in my bowls. So this I just put in a little dish, and I just put a little water and I heat it up in the microwave and then directly put it into my bowl. So 0 points for edamame, and it's super good. The next 0 point food is shrimp. And we like to use shrimp mainly, we like to grill it. Again, we like to put it in our bowls, and I've recently been really craving shrimp tacos, so we made them a couple times, but you could use it for pasta. You can use it for so many different things, and it's just like the turkey and the chicken, where you can just use it to bulk up a meal. It's 19 grams of protein for 6 pieces of shrimp, so very high protein. It's gonna be filling, and it's 0 points. The next item, which I feel like I should have talked about this sooner, because I have zucchini pretty much every single day. I love zucchini. I love that it's 0 points. It's something that is just so filling that can help you bulk up a meal with your veggies. And if you guys know and you've been following me, I always make a pepper, onion, and zucchini mix that I add to pretty much every recipe. And so that is what I use my zucchini mainly for, and it's just perfect. And zucchini is even another thing that you can bake with. And I haven't made like zucchini noodles before, but maybe that's something we'll try. I don't know. I just like to add it as a vegetable to a lot of my dishes. So highly recommend you make some zucchini. And again, another thing that I use pretty much every day, bell peppers. These are 0 points. They're so flavorful, and there's so many things that you can do with them. I don't prefer to eat them raw, but you can eat them raw. I like to sometimes include them in recipes raw, but I prefer to cook them. And like I said, with zucchini and onion, or just like sauteed peppers, are just like the best thing. And they have so much flavor. And I've also been grilling them a lot on kebabs lately, and that's been really good. So there's so many different things you could do with them, and again, 0 points. You can bulk up and have a big serving of peppers, and it'll still be very low calorie at 0 points, so it's just a good option to fill up on vegetables like that. Then these ones that I have right now aren't specifically 0 points for the serving that I eat, but I usually do get a different type of pickles that are 0 points, and I just love to have pickles on like burgers or sandwiches. Sometimes I like to just snack on them, so I'll grab a few pickle chips and have a Chomps and an apple or something like that, or some snack like that. But they're just such a good crunch, and they're salty and sweet, and yeah, I really enjoy pickles as a 0 point snack or food that I can add to things. Then the next thing is pumpkin puree. So this is 0 points, and I don't really use it much in the summer, so right now I haven't been using it, but in the fall I use this stuff all the time. So I use it for pancakes, I use it to make different breads. We might even try to make like a type of pumpkin soup out of this, but it's 0 points, and it's just such a good, flavorful ingredient that you can use to bake with. Mainly I like baking with it, like I said. So This is something that helps make your recipes really moist, and yeah, it's a good 0 point option that I feel like is forgotten about a lot. So pumpkin puree. Next item I don't have, it's something that I make from scratch, but you can also buy it at the store. I just like it fresher, but that is pico de gallo. So that is like the best snack when I make corn tortilla chips in the air fryer with pico de gallo. I could just eat the pico de gallo by the spoonful. It is so flavorful. And all I use is I use Roma tomatoes, cilantro, onion, which you can use any type of onion, lime juice, salt, pepper, and jalapeno. So everything that goes into that is 0 points, making it a 0 point snack. And we love to even just like top our tacos with it, or we like to make like big tostadas and just load on the pico de gallo. It's so good and so flavorful. So that's a good 0 point option, and it's so easy to make. The next important 0 point item is condiments. And so I have different condiments that are 0 points that we use the most. And so that would be sriracha, which my favorite sriracha is the Trader Joe's because it's not like overly spicy like some of them. Mustard, which this is just a plain mustard, but so many mustards are actually 0 points. And again, that's something you can add to hard-boiled eggs like I had mentioned before, but also just on sandwiches, on wraps. Mustard's really flavorful, and there are a bunch of different flavors that you can try. Then Adam's favorite, just hot sauce, so you know him. But he likes to get a bunch of different hot sauces that are 0 points. They add a lot of heat, making him drink more water, which is a bonus. And yeah, they just add a lot of flavor to dishes, so that's 0 points. And then going along with that, not really a condiment, but I use this stuff all the time, and I try to really limit how much I use, just quick sprays, but it's 0 smart points for the olive oil spray. So then the next item is corn. So I have it 2 different ways here. So corn on the cob first, which is super good, super flavorful. Sometimes we even like to season it before we grill it, but grilled corn on the cob is so good. So that's 0 points for this. Again, filling takes more time to eat, so it fills you up more. But I also like to just get this regular whole kernel corn, and I like to get the one that has no salt added just because there's no need for that. I can add my own salt, but I use this all the time to make different ingredients to put in bowls. So like I said, I do like corn, rotel, and beans, but we also just use corn a lot. We also have a corn salsa that I make that's really good and flavorful and 0 points as well. So maybe I'll make that one day. I don't think I've ever posted that, so that's a good one. But yeah, corn is just another filling ingredient that you can add, and it's easier than you think to just incorporate. So the next thing, and I get these from Trader Joe's, but there are other places you can get them for 0 points, and that's just the tomato sauce, which I use mainly to make like a marinara sauce for any time we have pizza or we're using some sort of pasta sauce. I use this because it's 0 points for the whole can. And then sometimes even to the tomato sauce, I'll add one of these, which is just a can of diced and no salt added tomatoes. So these are really good for, again, like I said, sauce, or if you're making like some sort of Mexican dish. If you want to add that in with like ground turkey and corn and beans and make like a big mixture with it, this is a really good option for 0 points. Next item, we have grapes. And grapes, I just love to have as like a side with my breakfast or lunch. I like that they're sweet and crunchy. It makes them a little bit more satisfying, and I just like to have them on the side with my sandwiches or wraps or stuff like that. So I don't really do anything other than that. Sometimes I like to add some light whipped cream to them, and it just tastes so good. And I can make like a fruit salad with it with like some apple and strawberry and then a little bit of Cool Whip. Super good. So I like grapes a lot. That's one of my fruits of choice. Then we have salmon, which is 0 points. We haven't had much salmon lately. We used to have it a lot more in the beginning of our journey, but we've kind of switched over. We mixed it up and kind of got burned out. But salmon I like to make in the oven. I haven't tried grilling it yet, but that's on my list. But it's another good option with a lot of protein that can be like your base meat, so you can fill up or bulk up on some salmon, some veggies, and then the rest can be point items. But a lot of times, like I said, I like to focus on getting a good serving of this 0 point protein. So then asparagus is another really good side that we like to make. I love grilling it lately. It gives it such good flavor, and I just use a little olive oil spray and some seasoning. But again, asparagus is just another filling vegetable that I find us cooking with a lot. I like to use it for pasta, or I like to even just throw it in the oven and roast it up a little bit. So that's another thing you can make in the air fryer that's really good as well. Somehow I don't have onions, so that is the next item, and that's usually red or yellow onions that I'm buying. I don't really buy green onions much, but that's another good option to add flavor to your meals. And onions are another thing that I just use as like a base for my vegetables. Again, I make pepper onion mix. I use it for a bunch of different recipes like pico de gallo or just throwing it. A lot of times it's just like the start of a dish. So before I make some sort of pasta sauce, I chop up an onion and I'm cooking that for it. Like I just use onion for so many different recipes. And again, it's just a good way to add flavor for 0 points. Then we have some cucumbers, and these were the little cucumbers I was talking about. So these, we have really been enjoying just like taking them, cutting them down the middle, and then putting something on top. So some sort of dip, we like the buffalo chicken dip or like tuna salad, and then it just makes like a really good crunchy snack, and it's 0 points for the cucumbers. So I like them a lot for that, and then I like to cut them up and put them in bowls, sometimes wraps, but mostly I like to put them in my bowls. And then the last item is salsa, and this is the best salsa. It's 0 smart points. This is the garlic chipotle salsa from Trader Joe's. I love this stuff. It's my favorite on breakfast burritos. It is like the perfect salsa for that, but I also love to add it to bowls or have it with chips or just so many different things. You can use salsa for so many different recipes and flavor. You can flavor chicken with it, you can flavor bowls and wraps, and yeah, there's so much you can do with salsa. It's 0 points. It's a good flavorful option, and I highly recommend you try this one. So, okay, this video was a little harder to make than I thought it was gonna be because I'm pretty much just talking about a lot of fruits and vegetables, and it's kind of basic, but I hope you found it helpful. I hope you think of some new ways to use these ingredients. Like I said, it's so important, at least for me personally on my journey, to base the meals off of these 0 point foods. So the proteins, the meats, and the vegetables, and some fruits sometimes, but mostly vegetables I would do. And that way you can just make your meals so filling. I still prefer to really volume eat. I do like bigger portion sizes. So with these 0 point foods, I'm able to bulk up the vegetables or the meat that I'm having, and it keeps me full, it gives me a lot of protein, and I'm still able to lose weight. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. You didn't talk like at all, but...
Is that supposed to?
No. I mean, I don't know. You could come say bye though.
Hello.
Yeah, so I hope you guys found this video helpful. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.